Are you hiring? So it's promotion time, I think, well, at least at Deloitte. I don't know about some of the other firms. But I saw on Facebook one of the people I used to work with who has been promoted to partner. And in her little LinkedIn profile, it said, "We are hiring." So apparently Deloitte is hiring right now. And it brought back some memories of me when they hired me, and that was in May of 1996. So I wanted to share that story with you, because it was an interesting story. At least I think it was an interesting story, because I was actually being interviewed for the exact same role at Deloitte and one of their competitors at the same time, which was kind of a cool position to be in. And spoiler alert, um, the other firm offered me, I think it was either 5 or 10% more. But I had decided that I was going to go with Deloitte halfway through the first interview. So I wanted to share that story with you. Now, I'm a life coach. I'm more focused on the individuals and self-change management, but I think this story might resonate more with people who actually do the hiring. So here I am sharing through my lens, what what turned out to be the appeal there. Again, I'm biased because I worked for Deloitte for about 20 years, but again, Deloitte is a brand name. So really it's the people behind it. So the people who use this type of approach in trying to hire people, well, it worked on me. So keep it up if you think it works on others. And those who aren't, you might want to use some of this if it helps out. So long story short, I'll give you a little bit of background and context. And, I wasn't the best student in the world. I did not like school the whole bit. I went out there and did all kinds of crazy things when I was younger, kept working on my undergrad degree. And then I got to a point where I was kind of serious and went back to do my MBA and my accounting designation at the same time. Very case-based. It was working with other people and I could bring up my creativity. I loved it. So I was totally engaged in it. Ended up like in the top of my MBA class. I ended up in the top of the CPA CMAs who wrote the exams there. I'm thinking like, oh my God, it's just me or what? I was on the case competition team. I was in their small consulting bureau. So all this stuff that I had done, like, wow. And, we're finishing up our school and on our job posting board, they had these two jobs and they were the exact same role. So one was with Deloitte and one was with one of their competitors. So I applied to both. I got the interviews for both. And off I went for the first interview. And remember, again, remember the background that you're looking at, top in the class, top in the CPAs, the case competition team, which was a course that you had to take to actually get selected for the team that a lot of people very well known in the Montreal community. Like on paper, I had a lot of the background that they were looking for. So anyhow, I went to the first interview, and that was with one of the partners from Deloitte at the time. And it was the weirdest interview I've ever been in. It's just, hey, wow, I'm impressed. What a great job. Like, look what you've done. And it was like he was trying to sell me on the organization and the people right off the bat. And I tell you, I walked out of there and I just felt so, wow, this was incredible that they, acknowledged all of this. Like I was sold right there. And when I started going through the other process, it was that typical process where, I got a couple people beating up on me, trying to come out and the smiles on the face to see if they're making me cringe. Like it was night and day. So anyhow, I continued to go through the process, but it was done. It was done before I even met the other organization. So I share that. And again, as I say, the salary offer was like somewhere between 5 and 10% less. So I share that because we talk about how important it is to engage people. We talk about, it's tough to find people out there who are, qualified or top performers. It starts right up front. It starts the first time you meet with the person. So if you're screening the right people and bring them in, part of the business isn't going out there and going in there with your checklist and figuring out whether, they think they're qualified. It's going in there and selling them on the organization as well. So anyhow, for what it's worth, I thought I would share that story. And congratulations to all my former colleagues who are now coming out with the promotions, and some of them have been working years and years and decades on to get there. I actually ran into one of them on a walk last night, so congrats to you as well. So thanks. Bye.